Oh yeah, yeah. Hey guys. Testing 1, 2, 3. I can see the mic being picked up. Okay, now it can hear me. Uh yeah. So good morning all. What was I saying? Yeah, just in case if you didn't hear me before, yeah, there's no trade today. Uh there is like little things we could do, but yeah, there's no trade today that it's like ideal. Um if anything, I just watch stuff today for screen time. And like the things I would watch is pretty much PPSI just to see how strong, people like to go after low floats. What do you call it? The RNXT. I don't think this is gonna get any volume, but I still want to see like what that little amount of volume does after a long, not a long, like a top heavy pattern, like already went through, to see if it like continues to go down. And like, this is where we practice holding gains overnight. And so like this is like the second day of a lot of stuff. Other than that, what do you call it? SAVA, car, like all those other things. Like this would be those times where we just get screen time on the stuff that normally it's not a setup, but you can still look at how it reacts. Or at least that's how I do it. Um, so I definitely like looked at a few tickers before I came in and just try to burn into my memory slightly what this area looks like. 2 months, 15 minutes. There we go. What is this? Hi, 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 hi. Hey guys, your Mac is off. Oh, mic is off. Okay. Uh, good morning, Dontez. I'm I'm gonna assume what that says. Here we go again. LOL. Just wanted to start the day with a smile. Hello all. uh, I like the vibes, mysteries. CT. Um, but yeah, there's really nothing to talk about today. Like, so if you're feeling sleepy, tired, or anything in between, like me, I'd just go back to sleep. Um, this might be one of those streams that I end really early. So if you guys like have questions or something, you know, just like feel free to share. Uh, in the meantime, one of the things I can do, mercy, what? But what is this? one of the things I can do is go over the trade I went over yesterday. So what do you call it? Yesterday, I was looking for like a flip position at like 12 on what was the ticker? I already pressed it. I think it was RNXT. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Look at all those notes. But here we go. Let me put this over here. Gotta close this. All right, now. So my second entry, like this is the one that you guys didn't see when we were off stream. I went back to the 1150, 1140 area. That's where I covered for another, like pretty much at the same position that I covered the first time on the way up. I covered for another like 1800, and so that brought me to like a 3300 gain, and I used 1500 shares, so that's like 13 1300 or 13,000. Yeah, 1500. My average was 913. Yeah, so like 13,000, and I made 3.3 something. And so first like 13,000 out of 60. Whoa, what? That was not supposed to happen. Oh, okay, I didn't put a decimal. 695. Yeah, so I made like a 23% gain. I remember that much. But what is I say? I don't feel good about that gain because I feel like I could have been like a lot more decisive, and I made a YouTube video. I still have to go back and redo it a little bit, but I have the framework down, and I have a bunch of timestamps from my last stream where I'm like, man, this is my FOMO here. This is where I should have went in ideally. This is what I was thinking at this time, and like it's educational. Like pretty much go back through your trades. I really like filming me trading sometimes, just because like if I forgot what the volume was back then, I'll go right back to the part in the stream where the volume's there. If I forgot like, you know, specific things, I try to burn into my memory. I just go right back into the stream. And I'm like, okay, this is convenient. And then like I made a comment yesterday in the stream, and I was like, hey, every time I look away, the ticker goes up $1. And then like you just see me going, oh no, that's getting scary. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, okay, it looks better now. Like it's funny. Because I'll still have like, you know, a general idea of what's going on in the what's going on in the stock. Other than that, let's see if anything decent pops up. I doubt it. You know? Even if it does, it's probably nothing ideal. Other than that, greater than or equal to 20. Yeah, that way. I didn't see this one this morning. All right, let's see what we're doing. Hey Dontez, if I want to join the Freedom Challenge, do I just purchase the 7,500 class? So the Freedom Challenge is a package deal, and yeah, it's a class too. Yeah, if you just want to join, you can just purchase it, and like they'll send you through whatever the system is. You don't really have to talk to anybody. Everything should be automatic. Now when it comes to how many people are in there and how many people are accepted, that's like we try to keep that pretty low, and that's one of the reasons the price is so high, because the amount of focus that you need to actually like learn what we want to do, it's similar to the amount of consistency and concentration that you only see in like colleges, like not a community college, or it's bare minimum like a community college, and that's only for the part-time traders. But then like actual, you know, like bigger college kind of focus and consistency when it comes to like the Freedom Challenge. That's why the price is so high. But yeah, if you just wanted to buy it, yeah, just go in there, and I'm not gonna give any extra details. If you really want to know about that stuff, we have a sales call kind of question service. I used to do it as the doorman, but now we have other people that took over, so I could do this every day. But those questions are good too. So yeah, if anybody else has more questions about that, thank you so much. I really enjoyed Ducks LLC. Yeah. It's Ducks Trading LLC. Okay, I'm done. Plan to get one this week. All right. If you have the first DVD, you can get off $1,000 if you email support. Because again, it's a package deal, and so there's there's hundreds of hours of like webinars. There's access to the watch list and like all the other stuff that is like the framework that you need to keep up with, and like some other stuff. But pretty much, if you have the DVD, that's $1,000, like our individual package, and we could take that off. We take off 1,000 because if you bought it on like a holiday, it would have been 1,000. Versus if you bought it on any other day, it would have been like 1,200. But other than that, anybody else have any questions? What else was I doing? This one went down to 60 something yesterday, and now it has some strength. Maybe if it goes to like halfway, I'd short it. Like just purely based off of well, it's not a significant amount of volume either. But like I also know it only can reach a certain amount of extension on like these bigger cap. Now FSOL. I don't know what that is. We're gonna learn today. I just want to see if it has resistance and stuff. Okay. This has some type of effect. But if you only came from there, I'm pretty much looking for something up there, and that's not going to be practical. Unless, no, we're not looking for that reason. TP. Okay, so this one went back up. I could have did a little dip by it, but that was stupid. Oh no, so I have already purchased both Trading Techniques and Duxinator. Will I get a $1,000 off when purchases a Freedom Challenge? So you get off only for the first DVD because what do you call it? The Duxinator is like advanced concepts and it's not a part of the package deal. No matter what, that's the individual package that you have to purchase separately. Because so the way I look at it, both the DVDs are notebook. Like they're just straight outlines what we think is important, and then we're just like, you'll have a general 4 long strategies, 4 short strategies, and then a general framework of philosophy, statistics, and what do you call that? It's like something else like that just shows you the framework and gives you the puzzle pieces and like the slight things you want to be thinking in terms of intention to like make the puzzle piece, pretty much. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to find what works with you, but it also works within the framework. And then like the more you do that, the more it becomes clear what everyone's playing. And then the people that haven't been playing that game long enough, they get either killed early or they like, I don't know, I can get really deep into it. But pretty much you only can use the first DVD. The second one is an individual item that you have to buy no matter what. But you do eventually want to get both because like Trading Techniques is DVD 1. Duxinator is the sequel. And so like this one, like Trading Techniques is slightly outdated because like it was made at like 2018 and stuff, but it still has like the general framework, the what do you call it? The first 10 webinars, the Duxinator, and Trading Techniques. Like those are going to save you months of work that if you just go straight into the Freedom Challenge without viewing all that, and just go like right into the webinars, you're just gonna suffer not knowing what to look at. And so it basically gives you the terminology. Like I can always keep going. Yeah, but just you only get $1,000 off. Okay. What am I doing? At Harry, will you send your everything Freedom Challenge comes with? We will send you everything Freedom Challenge comes with. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. I just realized it says duck support. That's hilarious. Okay, cool. What am I doing? So, if anybody else has any questions, yeah, like let them go. This is a slow day, and all we're gonna do is just watch how recent runners and the back end of plays perform, and that's not gonna be something that happens in 10 minutes. It's gonna. I kind of want to see this one, but that's gonna be something that happens like the entire stream. We're mostly just watching for things to pop up. Outside of that, I could definitely. Oh yeah, I think I was explaining the trade I had. Pretty much when I went in, because I remember early, because I rewatched the last stream. Someone asked me, Dontez, why did you think this wouldn't just die right out of the open? In the beginning, I made like 2 little shorts, and this was like a very small amount of my position, like my max position, and that was just to get my borrow fees back, which was like $500. And so like you already heard that I borrowed like 2,500, and so a fifth of that was 500. So I went in 500 here, went down, and I'm up like 600, something like that. And like I could have just covered my profits there, just ran away with my like my borrow fees. But the only reason I went in the pre-market in the first place is because I saw that the momentum was lost. It did like a little dip, and then like it did like a reverse gap fill kind of thing. And then when what do you call it? At that time, I'm just like, oh man, is this gonna be another early, just die out of the open kind of ticker? And I'm like, I don't really know, but there's enough like peaks and valleys up here, like in this like area to like test it. And so this is, I think I said 25%. So that fifth position, if I got squeezed up to that point, I would have been comfortable doing that. But once I saw it showed a double. I think it was a double. It was like intraday. Yeah. So like when I looked at this, it looked like it had some type of like double, triple, higher lows looking thing. And I'm like, oh, it probably found some support. And so that's why I got out at like a net zero. Like, I don't remember if I gained $1 or lost $1, but it was like something like that. And then that's where like, you zoom out on the whole picture and you're just like, okay, is this pattern even like there anymore? Because like this pretty much changed the game. Like at up to this point, I'm just like, okay, this is gonna tank at the open. It goes up, I'm like, okay, we're still in the same boat. It goes down even more. I'm just like, okay, FOMO's coming in. I borrowed too much for this already. Let me at least get like a partial of my borrows back. Then when it like found some type of support, I'm like, okay, now it's a different ball game. This can easily just go straight up or something. And so I'm like, knowing that I need to cover. Because like this squeeze, like even though it's more of like a paper cut, that paper cut can get pretty deep if I let it. And so like went back down again, and like when I saw that it had a higher support this time, I'm just like, oh, this is my time. And so it dipped up, came back down. On that way down, you see it's like triple. That's where I started going in, smaller amounts, just trying to what did I say? I risked like 40 cents, like. And so since it's a long position and we are mostly a short chat room, this was something that you don't want to put too much of your long-term potential losses in one trade on something that you don't practice as much. So pretty much I was trading off of a factor. And then over here, I was trading off of a pattern. And, like when it went up, that was when I was trying to like just yell at you guys, this is why I did it. If you want to get in, hurry up, that type of stuff. But I just didn't have it all in my head, like wrapped around at the time. So let's see what you guys are saying. We will send you everything. Oh, so cool. PPSI testing resistance. Okay, cool. Okay, I keep forgetting it's not like a solid like resistance to risk off, and it's still a $4 million stock. Or it's at 4 million. 4 million float. Let's see what FinViz updated to. At least I want to, half the screen so I can look at its volume and price action. But we all know how that goes. Like it goes from like looking at it to like, hey, where'd these borrow fees come from? Oh wow, how'd I enter this position? I'm like, well, I guess I signed up today to like watch this. Yeah, so what do you call it? Normally, we want some type of extension away from any kind of resistance. But since this one doesn't have like a solid one, I kind of treat it like gravity or rain, something that like, just taps you down. And with that, it's hard to create a risk management. And, in trading, you always have to start from the negative so you can, minimize your losses. Holding hope is not, I don't want to say it's never a strategy, but you don't want it to be a strategy you use a lot. Or at least without like decent reasoning. What am I doing? Let me, yeah, I can hide it later and it shows behind it. Or I could just hide that now. And now it shows both. Hey, look at that little trick. What else was I doing? Let's see if that paper trade function works. That might keep me away from this. PPSI. So let's do. Well, if we go long right now, we'd just be giving bad habits. I kind of want to see which one. So it's at 27 million volume right now. It's only 23 minutes into the market. It probably had a pre-market volume of like somewhere closer to like 10 million. So it's not technically crowded because we said crowded is 20 million plus. And then in like one of the YouTube videos, according to somebody in the chat, they said in the recent YouTube videos, Steven said it was 40. And so it's technically not crowded, but at the same time, it's a $4 million float, and you had 10 million in the pre-market. I think that's a little crowded. So it already extended 30%. In the most crowded of stocks, I'm looking for a 50 to 80% push. Actually, it goes from like 30 to 80. So we don't really know how far it's gonna push, but compared to like the volume accumulated on this day, I'll say it stops around. See, that's the thing. Like once it gets up past 9, I feel like it's gonna gain momentum. Then that momentum's just gonna like stop and then just drop, then recover a little bit because it's a low float. And so like I think Steven said it this morning. Something about like yeah, since PPSI doesn't have solid consolidating resistance, I would assume this is going to do something weird. And now when he says something weird, there we go. But when he says something weird, that usually means it's not going to be a clean price action. Like choppy is not good for long or short. And in these kind of situations, that's where you have to make a plan that either goes through the choppiness. Yeah, this is fine. It's going to go up like a little bit more to like, 950. And at that point, that's where it's going to be the breaking point. Or not breaking point. It's going to be like the most key point. Either it's going to gradually come back down, find some little support in the upper 8s, mid 8s, and then like go back up to like 10 or something. Just because it's the concept of slow grinding. Like slow grinding up each resistance, slow grinding down each resistance. And then when you find some type of support, consolidation and stuff like that, it delays enough to bring in more people. And so it was originally like 27 million volume like 2 minutes ago. It already got, around 4 million. And so we have a lot of liquidity coming in, but this is going to slow down in the next like 15 minutes to like 20 minutes. And you're going to gradually see that in the form of like, it hitting the specific price. And then like during that brief time between like, it switching from morning liquidity to the afternoon liquidity, that's where either you can like make a plan based off of where you think the momentum is going to hit a wall, or you can pretty much build a position like it's a I don't want to just start like pattern dropping, but it'll be like similar to a smaller overextended gap down. So it's like you got a rain full of resistance from like the previous day, but in this case it's like a day and a day, more than a day ago. No, that's the wrong ticker. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. So like this can still, okay, that's like 2 days ago. Yeah, but it can still be used because it's in the past and in the recent like year, and the closer it is, like the more people are going to remember it and it's going to affect people. The only way that this can, really mess up people is if it actually goes up past like, past 10. And that's where it actually might be worth kind of a short, but it all depends on what kind of candle you see up to that point. And then, like hypothetically, I'll legit try to get into a trade if it goes, 1050 and above, because at that point it meets our bare minimum. Oh, okay. I don't want to say too much. Let me read the chat, because I think I took it off. Okay, here we go. Oh, nobody said anything. Cool. What am I doing? Yeah. So I don't. Okay, I'm over here getting excited on a non-ideal ticker. What am I doing? I want to see how much the borrow fees are, because I can at least get a few dollars. Oh man, I should have got one of those 5 cents. Ooh, it went back to 7. I think they hurt me. Hold on. Or okay, maybe this is the trap. Because like, think about it. It's not even. At the same time, I don't want to just borrow and get used to it. Okay, I'll just do half of what I normally do. No, that's still too much. Okay. Okay. Let's say I normally put in 20K. So let's try 8K today. Oh, it's okay. If it's doing that flippy thing again, I might get lucky. There's sometimes you can even press it and then it'll change. Okay. Like it changed a little bit, but that's still not worth it. Not even close. Okay, so that's another thing that you kind of want to figure out, like over time. How much is what worth to you? Like on this, like on an ideal trade, let's say you want a 1 to 2, and for a 1 to 1 for me is 10,000. On an ideal trade, I'll minimum try to go in a 1 to 2. On like a super like, it like depends on like the pattern where you can put in a lot of money safely, like on large price stocks and big market caps and decent amount of trap volume with resistance and all these other like little factors that give you higher odds. I would do a 1 to 3 on those, but on a 1 to 1, since this is not ideal, max this is worth a 1 to 1. And so if my 1 to 1 is like a 10K, I actually want to go in like 6K, 8K, because I know I'm over trading. If that makes sense. But at the same time, it's not that bad, because you're still learning how to react in an uncomfortable position. Because like, it's really hard to like say it without sounding fishy. But I still have to do the public thing, and there's no button for that. Anybody know anything about YouTube and how to turn this on to public? How to tell if it's a fake spike? That just goes back to factors. So I usually do like 5, and then out of the 5, if 3 are saying it's going to be on the lower end of my range for my statistics, then I just bet for that lower range. and then whatever I calculate, I just give it 1.025 like wiggle room. If it breaks that risk management I set for that specific moment, I just cut it. Like there is no really, it's going to fake out. There's more of you make a plan that says it's weak, and if it's not weak, that means your plan is wrong. And if your plan is wrong, you just cut it. At the end of the day, you're just making a plan, and then you're making like a set amount of money that you're risking based off of the quality of that plan. And then it either works or it doesn't. And so when you see the people screaming at me in chat going like cover or do this and stuff like that, that's because they're wondering like, what is my risk? Like, what is my overall plan? And the thing is, I get stuck in this state of limbo where like part of me is just like, I just want to learn, and like, that could be like a hard learn, or it could be like, a different way. But the way it goes is you want to, yeah. I think I answered the question. I'll leave it at that. So, what was it doing? Oh yeah, how do I turn this to public? There's an edit button up here. Customization, participant modes, anyone. Yeah. I already have it set to that. Oh, that's messengers. Details. Visibility. Okay, let's do public. Let's see if this does anything. All right, if we get a load, I don't know what happened, but I pressed a button and then I saw a spike happen in the background. I don't like that. But how we doing? Okay, so did it go up to like 950 and drop? Or 930? It's fine. Again, I think I said it before. Yeah, it's gonna find some support in like mid 8, upper 8, and then like bounce back up just a tiny bit higher, like probably barely kissing 10 or like upper 9s. And if it does go past that point, that's where, there's enough. How should I say it? Only way I can see it going up past 1020, 1050 plus is if it does a slow grind up there. And then that slow grind has to be over like hours. It won't be something that just happens from like now to the end of the stream in like 25 minutes. If it does try to do something like that actually might be a bullish factor, because it means either someone or everyone's trying to force it, and then that's just going to create like a bigger rejection later. And then if it rejects enough, it'll pull back down to past like whatever support it's trying to catch now, and then that support's going to become a resistance. And then you know where I'm going with that. You can start like, high a day, you risk that, and then you do partial positions going down. But I just know as soon as I borrow this, everything's just gonna change. This clean chart, I'm gonna make it a Christmas tree, and I'm gonna just be like, guys, look at what I made yesterday. Put it on the fridge. But I keep getting distracted. Editing setting. Is this the right one? Okay, I'm gonna just press save and see what happens. Okay, previous live stream. Oh, there's more stuff down here. Okay, cool. I already went through those. All right, let's see if this brings in more people. I put it on public. If you guys want to test to see if you can come in and out of the stream now, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I just want to make sure I don't have to put out a link each time. And so I was just going to switch it to unlisted every time I got out of the stream now. Also, I should probably start, doing that. Let me pull up the camera. I forgot what I was wearing. That's hilarious. I also have a chair in front of me. Now I'm self-conscious. Oh well. I'll get over it. There's something else. Oh, there was what is it? We never finished the paper. See if that. So the way I saw something come up. How to tell if a fake? No. Yeah, it's on my front page now. Should be public since it doesn't show unlisted anymore. Good. Thank you. So, oh no, I just, oh no, I've been calling like you Mister in my head, and I just see it says mystery. So sorry about that. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So when it comes to trade, paper trading, there we go. Paper trading. The way this is gonna work. Yeah, we're not really in this. Like I can't. Yeah, I can't look at it too deeply. Okay, I can look at it here. It's not as intimidating. But if I see the buttons, I'm gonna just, try to go to it. But what's it doing? Yeah, when we're in the paper trading, the way this is gonna work is down here. This is the amount of dollars you want to put in. But you can click that and it goes to the amount of shares. But we call it lots here because if you do anything like forex and options and stuff like that, where the platform is tailored to like quantitative traders, retail traders, bias traders, and like all that. Like we're trying to, hit a wide audience. And so there's probably going to be some like terminology in here that doesn't like stick right away. But that's why you have me, the trainer. And so I'm trying to bridge the gap like over time. But that also requires me to like know what to do. But right now, if okay, I clicked the button, I saw something flash, I thought I broke something. But what was I doing? Oh, down here? Where's the PPS? Yes, 904. So it's a market order right now. There we go. I kept hearing a beep. I just couldn't tell if I was doing something in the background. So pretty much it goes up here into the positions. And now I have a long position at 9.05. I have 1,000 contracts inside. This one has the current price. This one shows my average. I wonder if you can change this to like specific names and stuff. But what do you call it? Like each one of these has a little golf tee symbol, and like that gives you the ability to, put whatever conditional statement you want. And so, if you want to leave it blank or leave a range and things like that, this is something you just have to play with. It really depends on what you're trying to go for. But after you get out of this position, is going to go into first your like transactions. So like these were some of the ones I made like a while back, just testing stuff. Like you remember that ZVIO trade I made, and then the HX. This one should be the newest. But these were good trades. I like those. But the idea is like when you paper trading, it's great for when you're new to trading and you're trying to practice going in and out of a trade, because that matters. There's some people, they've been doing this for years, but they still don't know basic things. Like, getting in a trade, it halts. Oh, what do I do? It's a halt. Oh no. And then when you go into the trade again, it has like a pending order. And then depending on the type of halt, T12, T1, T2, like all the different types, you can kind of play with like those orders, or you can see something like specifically spread on like level 2 and all these other things. You can practice the stuff that is not based directly on the overall pattern, which is like everything's based off of the overall pattern, but like there's different weights to the amount of influence. And like when you're in paper trading, that's where in the first 6 months that you're like in the Dux Trading LLC, you want to be mostly just studying. But if you wanted to follow Steven and you don't think, I'm going to use money like right away because I'm not comfortable like using stuff, that's where you come in and you do paper trading. And it gets rid of all those like anxious kind of, I can accidentally click the wrong button, I can do all this stuff. You just have to treat it seriously though. So you have to like come up with a plan. And when it comes to like the trade view, like where all the paper trades are, when you get done with that, it goes into the portfolio. And then like, you can create a decent portfolio of your past recent trades. And then you can run what do you call it? Stress testing curves, and like basically if you're running a strategy with those paper trades, you can test that strategy inside the platform. And if you get to the point where you've been doing this for like a couple weeks or like a month or something, and you've been making paper money, and you're just ready to like start with a small account or a big account depending on how comfortable you are, by that time hopefully we have the brokers inside, and you could trade directly through the platform, and that's going to be pretty cool. In the meantime, yeah, like this can also help with FOMO when it comes to you see those choppy tickers. We're definitely going to try to what do you call that, make this a little more not colorful, but so one of the things I'm going to start doing from now on is I'm going to send you guys not an outline, but like when I open up, I should have a line of where I think it's going to go, where I think it's going to like stop, where the halfway point is. Like I'm going to just basically have all these lines on the chart, and I don't think there's a text file yet, but it will be like in one of these updates, or at least I'm going to ask for it. And what was I going to say? Yeah, pretty much I'll give you guys like what my overall plan is, and then that makes it a little more concrete of like what I'm looking for and things like that. But what am I doing? I was doing something. Oh yeah. Other than that, like if you guys really want to know about it, like go check out the tutorial, and then like if you have questions, come here and ask me, and then like I'll be happy to answer them. In the meantime, let me go back to the stock and stuff. Like so this went up like $15, and but I hate that. Okay. So this is a little information. It went down like a little bit more. So if you held overnight, that would have been cool. But what was I going to say? I should probably look at the question. How to tell if it's a fake spike? Yeah, it's my own front page now. Okay, so we don't need a link to get into the stream. Should be public since it doesn't show unlisted anymore. Haha, it's all good. Oh yeah, sorry about that. But I remember in the video, Steven also suggested doing a very small position at the beginning instead of paper trading. Yes. So that's another reason I said you have to be serious with it, because you can really get into a mindset where how do I put this? Back in Interactive Broker, you get, I think it was Interactive Broker. Is it Interactive Broker or Thinkorswim or something like that? Pretty much me and Steven, we started back in like 2014. And during that time, all we had was like a lot of half price books. And we're just like, we want to figure out how things work. And so, we were studying engineering. So we took an engineering approach, statistics, read some books, paper trade a little bit. And then like, after that went into real trading. I would make so much money paper trading. And I'm just like, man, I know what I'm talking about. I got my like millions of paper money. And then, Steven's going in like with his small positions, and he's just like, oh yeah, I just made a couple dollars. And like, we're feeling good. We're making money, losing money, but in all cases we're learning. It wasn't until later that we started just going through each of these gurus, and would just be like, yay, nay. But like on that like journey, we saw that we had a false confidence before we started finding those people. And that false confidence came from the paper trading. And then the only reason that happened is because like we were treating it super seriously in like the first like 3 months. But after that point, that's where like we did a hardcore self-study 6 months before we even start to look at other people, pretty much. And so during that time, we would spend a lot of time paper trading. And then towards the half, when we start putting in real money, we saw we weren't mentally prepared to hold that money. And like, in my case, like, I don't know what it is with like my inner world or whatever, but every tick, like I'm just over there crapping my pants. And so pretty much that blinded me to like potential opportunities and stuff. And so I would only go for the lowest of like OTCs, pink sheets. And so like since I didn't like the volatility from it was like at that time I think it was $2, $5 stocks, and then like we started playing around, we started going like, you know, bigger, but back then they didn't move as much, but when they moved it would be off of news, and like back then we would weigh news a lot heavier than we do now, and so like if you caught the bottom of something and you're just like, whoa, in a paper trade you'll just be like, oh, it'll come back, and like, you know, no sweat on your bones. But as soon as you have your real money in there, it's a different ball game. If you don't have the mental capacity or mental like fortitude to like be able to hold that position, hold it through the like hard times, and like you know, find the right opportunity and be decisive and all that other stuff, you can't do that without risking your own money. That's why I only recommended the paper trading as if you don't know the broker, if you don't know the platform, you don't know the industry, or you have some other reason that you shouldn't really be trading, but you're still trying to learn, and you're going to like, what do you call it? You want to keep up a habit of, today I have to make money. And the thing is like, you want to like have that, how do you call it? Like that attitude or that intention that today I'm trying to make money. But the thing is, you also want to have an opposite kind of philosophy saying, I want to make money in the safest, high odds way. And so you have to like, you know, pretty much draw or create like the highest odd position. And so that all depends on how much knowledge you know up to that point. And then you won't even be able to access all that knowledge without enough stress on you. And then like paper trading doesn't put enough like stress on you unless you just have that amount of focus, you know why you're there, and like you're, you know, you could do that. But what am I saying? I just don't want you to settle. And so like if you do it, you have, I'd suggest going back and forth, like even if it's like $1, like legit, you'll gain more experience from holding $1 like real money the entire day through a legit technique on a trade, on one pattern, on one like what do you call it, like one opportunity day, like even following a guru or something, versus, you know, taking $1 million paper position and then making, you know, $500,000, couple million on your paper position. That's gonna pretty much give you some type of false confidence now. So like it has its upsides and it has its downsides. I'm pretty sure Steven has mentioned this a few times on the YouTube channel, webinars, and everything in between. But like that's just what I remember. Because there's a lot of mistakes out there that like the reason like he would teach those is because he'll see I made those same mistakes. And then like, you know, he's seen hundreds of traders. And so, you know, I'm worse, I'm better in like a lot of areas. But, you know, that was 7 years ago. So now, you know, I've seen enough to where I'm like, okay, I remember I used to be in your spot. So that's all I have to say on that. Let's see. Hey, Dontez, does StockCraft have some sort of video game feature like Thinkorswim on demand so we can paper trade on a recorded tape? So that's like, we're a new platform. We just got the basics is what I want to say. Like, you know, we focused on what do you call that? Getting the essentials out based off of Steven's winning strategies. And so right now we could technically just use this to trade all the stuff we do before, like with the bare minimums. Anything that you don't see in here, it's kind of I don't want to say not important. It's just not the biggest factors, or not even factors. That's an overused word. Yeah, but to answer your question, is there like some type of recording feature other than like the historic data and stuff? I don't think so, but it can be something that's like added later. Because I can't even see you creating something like that. Yeah, no, because that's only for code. You know, I'll have to chew on that question or ask someone else. But for now, I'll just say I don't think we have that. But it could be in one of the future updates. It wouldn't be in the next update. It might be in the update after that. But right now we have a priority in terms of what we want. Now that we have like solid data, lines, and things are running really smoothly, paper trading, we have all the stuff that we bare minimum want. The thing you're talking about, that kind of sounds like something at least a year down the road, once we get enough people to pretty much how do you say it? Like we already put a lot of money into it and a lot of time and work, but we still need to hire. No, we actually have a lot of stuff down. I just don't think like recording the tape is something that you want to focus on like right now. But yeah, I don't know. Every time I say something, I can think of like 2-3 arguments against what I'm saying. So I always end up in like a limbo. But this thing is this going up. I saw it went up to like almost 10 earlier. And so, if I did go in, this would have been like the place where I'd pretty much risk like up to 10, because like if it goes past that, it's gonna get weird. Probably not now, but like later. I think I saw something about GG. Everyone goes through the guru gauntlet, LOL. Zero discernment means get chewed up and spat out real quick. Yeah, it's a journey. Like trading is really a journey. Everyone has like a little different journey, but it all ends up the same kind of way. Beginners get chopped, sacrificed, abused, and everything in between, and then you either get crushed like spiritually or something, and you just give up right there because you're just like, trading's not for me. Or you get mad and then you get good, and then you just recognize every point on a chart that you died, and you're just like, okay, I could probably have a higher chance of not dying if I go a little bit here. And so you just keep doing that over and over again, and then eventually you become an expert. You lose something in the process, but like, don't think too much about that. What was I doing? PPSI up, PPSI going crazy. Yeah, you're right. All right, so I don't see the borrow fees right now, but last time we saw them, there was 0.07, and then it went up to 0.14. Right now, knowing TZ, I think they have it like 0.16. Let's see what they got. This way? I was close. 0.17. Wait, oh. Maybe they're watching me. See, part of me wants to borrow it and then go in. But the only downside to that is so like 25-30 minutes ago, it was at 30 million. Now it's at 52 million. That shows that it's slowing down like a little bit. It's already extended up to almost 50%. So it has some range to lose. It's just being able to lose that range in the range created today is probably only going to lose about like 10 minutes every like hour or something. And then like that's after a long consolidation. Like basically pretty much I'm saying maximum gaining percentage on this would be like 20%. Because there's a lot of people they're just gonna not leave. From 2 to here. So if I really want to just get $1.50 like securely or like safely on this, I could. But the risk would be like if this breaks like 10 or something, and then more people come in, liquidity changes, because we're leaving the morning liquidity, and so I'm just assuming that people are going to come in during lunch, and then they're going to invite their mom, their brother, and everybody in between, and then like if I try to take a nap, like they're going to squeeze me. Yeah, still not a trade. I wouldn't touch it. I'd watch it like that. Oh, you paper traded. There you go. Yeah, but I already have my paper trade in. Let's see how we're doing. All right, let me answer the questions first. Okay. There's my position. Yeah, we're making We're making $500. Okay, buying power still strong. Yeah, I can see the What do you call it? They're gonna do that for a while. Don't worry, they'll get tired around. It really just depends. Cause like I don't like as long as they stay below 10, they'll still do that for at least an hour and a half. After like 3 hours, if they're still in the $9 area, they'll start to slow down. Then they'll gradually just like, people will naturally just fade off. But if it goes up a little bit more, that's going to bring in more people, and that's going to counterbalance like the people trying to leave. And so, how do I say it? Yeah, it's not really. You just have to play with it. It's like these are things that are just happening in my head. But still not like something solid to risk off of. But what else was this? I was looking at something else too. Okay, now these are the only ones up. That went down. Yeah, now we're good. All right, guys. So, any final questions? Like, I'm about to head out. Actually, I'm about to just do a video. Just button up my shirt, turn on some lights. Probably wash my face. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that later. So, 9:50. Okay, so we got one more day in this week. Is there going to be a trade tomorrow? It's still the morning of this day. We don't really know. But if this does, let's say this does hypothetically do something weird. Let me look at the questions first. Thanks for stream as always. Oh, thank you. But if this does do something like weird, remember how I said this could, safely go to 7, 8. If we can get it to, do something weird and then create like a double layer of, not double layer resistance, but like some other layer of like resistance to go into, and then this spikes up like another day, just because people, when they get bored, they see SSR, a low float. Pretty much seeing a low float is enough for people to buy it, like without even thinking. They'll just be like, "What? Below 5 million float? Let me dump half my house in there." And what do you call it? It might be something. If this consolidates, we can come back later. If it does show some type of strength in there, in the pre-market. But for now, it's been like 35 minutes. It's already doubled. Yeah, it just doubled. I'm thinking from 27 to like 54. you know, 50 million volume. During the time that we looked at, I can't remember if it was this one or that one. I remember it was closer to 80 or 70 at that time. But that was back there. Or was, I don't know. I'd have to like actually, you know, go into the volumes and stuff. Yeah. But other than that, yep. You know, as always, stay safe. Keep studying. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We figured out the public problem. So we're gonna have a lot more friends, a lot more questions. So you know, I'll be patient with them. You should too. You know, we're all trying to learn, figure some stuff out together. Other than that, you know, stay safe. Catch you guys later. Peace. Let me end the stream.